Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get the latest updates.
It's been nearly a week since the print team arrived here in the state of Telangana to cover the COVID pandemic. And if there's one thing my colleague Surabhisht and I have not been able to escape is wearing our mask. Well, why? Because the state police here is constantly monitoring its citizens out on the streets and even catches hold of its violators in real time thanks to the surveillance program that the state has been carrying out. From artificial intelligence, the various geo-mapping technology, even mobile apps, as well as some even say that this included facial recognition technology. While experts have also expressed concerns about privacy in this, the matter of the fact is that the state government says this has helped in effective contact tracing, not only in containment zones, but otherwise as well. Let's take a look. यहाँ पे पुलिस का काफी चेकिंग चल रहा था जब लॉकडाउन शुरू हुआ था, तो काफी चेकिंग करते थे जब मास्क नहीं डाला था आप गाड़ी चलाते हैं।
वही मास्क तो कंपल्सरी लगा देते और कैमरे में देख के फिर वो सडनली पकड़ लेते, पकड़ने के बाद फिर वो मास्क नहीं लगा तो फाइन लगाते। फिर अभी तो मैं कंपल्सरी मास्क लगा रहा हूँ, अभी तक मेरा गाड़ी नहीं पकड़ा। और
पहले आपका पकड़ा था आपके?
एक बार पकड़ लिया था, अभी तक नहीं पकड़ा।
What do you think of the Telangana police's efforts in controlling and checking mask violations here?
Yeah, hi, this is Ravindra. I work for a software company. Actually, when we talk about this Telangana police and what the actions they are doing is absolutely good, and the initiative what they are taking is also very good because it's all about the safeguarding the lives of the people, general people. So everyone, according to themselves, it should be their responsibility to be good from their side. And issuing challans and using the updated technology and all, it is also a very good initiative because if anyone is not wearing the helmet or something, in case of just a camera click, they are issuing a challan. It is nothing but with the proof they are issuing the challan. So it is a good initiative, and it will increase the responsibility of individual to wear helmets and safeguarding their lives and teaching other people as well.
The Commissioner of Hyderabad City, Mr. Anjani Kumar, who's going to be throwing light on in terms of how they managed to do this. So thank you so much for speaking to us. Of course, Telangana was the first state that actually implemented, the lockdown, which is why perhaps some of you got out in the field quite early. So how did you actually manage to sort of carry out this process in an elaborate way?
This is the 10th week of the lockdown and the entire operation of fighting the virus. Hyderabad city and Telangana, the first 2 weeks were very crucial. I would like to explain through this map. Like if you see the chart, there is one person called Muhammad Ubaid Khan, who is the primary contact. Now from the primary contact, the second level of...
I'm sorry, I'm going to interrupt you. Just to let our viewers know, this is one of the maps in which the Tablighi Jamaat, which of course has grabbed a lot of controversy, where the Nizamuddin Markaz was held in Delhi and a lot of positive cases emerged from this. So this is a tracing map in terms of how the cases that emerged in Hyderabad were traced by the police. Sir, if you could just point out to one from here.
This is the first set of positive cases, which included foreign travelers, which included travelers from other cities like Mumbai, Ahmedabad, Gujarat, Delhi. Also it has Markaz groups. So it is not that it belongs to only Markaz group, it is the entire set of initial infections. Okay. And our target was right from the time they landed at Shamshabad airport or they deboarded from any railway station, Nampalli, Sikandrabad or Hyderabad station, then who all were traveling with them, who were their co-passengers, who were sitting in the next row, front row behind. Everything analysis was done. In the first 5 days, we had more than 150 teams only for contact tracing, which traced each and every person who came either in contact with these persons or were in touch in some other way, like the family members, close friends, the milk wala, the chai wala, the newspaper vendors, all these things. And that is how we developed this chart, which showed up to 5th level This is like the umbrella kind of a structure. The entire tree of infection comes out, and we have certain chain of infections which went up to 5th level, which I don't think any other city did it.
Right. And sir, even moving on from that, of course, that's one of the ways in which, we sort of noticed that Hyderabad was able to get these people tested in good time. And of course, they were quarantined post that. We've also heard, I visited the Gandhi Hospital, which of course is the key COVID hospital in Hyderabad, where we noticed that there were cops in the COVID ward, not a very usual sight in other places that I've been covering the crisis. Why is that?
Yes, that was very, very. In the initial stage, it happened perhaps on the 2nd or the 3rd day. There was some issue in Gandhi Hospital in which one of the COVID patient, he misbehaved with the doctor, and as you know that the doctors being they were the front line warriors, and it is our responsibility to provide a sense of security to each one of them. Not just the doctors, but the nurses, the entire medical fraternity, the Safai Karamcharis of the hospital. So we had to, in order to inculcate a sense of safety and security, we immediately looked for volunteers, and to our good surprise, about 45 constables and officers immediately agreed. Each and every SI, each and every sub-inspector, in the first 5 to 8 days, they were only doing this work so that not even a single stomach should go to sleep without food.
And in all of this, I'm forced to ask you, the High Court has also pointed out, and there were certain petitions, that there were certain brutalities that occurred by the Hyderabad police. How do you respond to that?
There has been a public interest litigation, and a person has put these affidavits, so we have already submitted our reply. I would not use the word brutality. There were some certain instances initially in which some of the constables, perhaps they overused the degree of force, and for that we are taking necessary action. But at the same time, it gives us a lot of satisfaction that within 2 days, a city as big as Hyderabad, we could enforce 99 to 100% of lockdown everywhere.
In fact, the state is the first in the country to have deputed cops inside a COVID ward at Gandhi Hospital, which is among the key medical centers treating COVID patients in the state.
In the initial stage, it happened perhaps on the 2nd or the 3rd day. There was some issue in Gandhi Hospital in which one of the COVID patient, he misbehaved with the doctor, and as you know that the doctors being they were the front line warriors, and it is our responsibility to provide a sense of security to each one of them. Not just the doctors, but the nurses, the entire medical fraternity, the Safai Karamcharis of the hospital. So we had to, in order to inculcate a sense of safety and security, we immediately looked for volunteers, and to our good surprise, about 45 constables and officers immediately agreed.
Meanwhile, the state capital of Hyderabad, an IT hub otherwise, could also not escape the migrant crisis, with several migrants still seen walking to their native towns.
Police department has been always using contact tracing for various purposes. It's our profession to trace the tree, to trace the links, to identify who is in touch with the other person. And in that, all kinds of technology, traditional methods, all have been used.
Active debate on the amount of surveillance, which is again not just a Telangana based issue, but perhaps across the country, whether it's about the Aryoga Setu app, where there is a certain amount of recognition happening. There are claims against various police departments that there's facial recognition being used. How do you, as someone, who's at this position, look at that? Do you feel that it's a necessity and it's overhyped, or there is that fear of law as well, because at the end of the day it's illegal?
First, I would like to mention here that there is some confusion in the mind of some people about use of the word surveillance. I don't think the word surveillance should be used in this context, because here what we were doing is contact tracing. There is a difference between contact tracing and surveillance. When we talk of contact tracing, it means A was in touch with B, B was in touch with C, C was in touch with D. So that is the chain of infection or likely infection. That is what we were doing. It is not surveillance. Surveillance, when you watch over an area for a particular period of time about what's happening there. That's entirely different thing. That was not done here. When we were tracing the contact from A to B to C, in between there were many hyperlinks. Like when A has gone to B, there was a taxi driver also there, or somebody gave them a lift. So there is an hyperlink. So we were basically trying to unearth these small links, which helped us initially in the first 2-3 weeks to stop the spread of the infection. And that is the only reason why when other cities like Mumbai and Delhi, the spread was more, Hyderabad it was contained and remained very limited.
However, some experts say the advanced use of mass surveillance is actually a breach of privacy.
Telangana has been a ground for any form of experimentation on technology for a while now. Hyderabad being the place where e-governance was extensively experimented back in the early 2000s. A lot of the bureaucrats in the states are technocrats, and you are seeing that there is a technocratic response to COVID. So you would find this across the country. You will see that there is a response of pushing Arogya Setu instead of testing. In a similar fashion in Telangana, instead of actually releasing the numbers of people who are tested, what the government is actually doing is the police department is collecting a lot of data on how many people are wearing masks and if people are together using image recognition technologies. Essentially, these form of technologies are surveillance, and the fundamental right to privacy judgment by the Supreme Court clearly says that any form of surveillance needs to be backed by a law. And this extends to Arogya Setu or any other technology. As people are demanding laws for these technology solutions that government is pushing onto us, it's important to recognize this is happening because the bureaucrats actually believe that technology can help them solve a healthcare crisis. But the fact remains, on the ground, nobody is testing, and the government's not even giving masks to people who don't have them. So instead of actually doing a healthcare response like that, where everybody gets a mask or enough hospitals are built, we are seeing increasing funds being put towards building new forms of surveillance technologies. And this is dangerous because any infrastructure that is built during any crisis will always remain. And it's illegal.
With Surab Bish, this is Anisha Bedi reporting from Telangana on the COVID pandemic for The Print.